All right. What a great pleasure this is. I haven't talked to this man in over 2 years. It has been quite a while since we had a chat with the one and only Super Sage Northcutt. He's got some news to share with all of us. It has been so long. One of my favorite characters in the history of mixed martial arts back in the news. And it's so great to talk to him once again. Sage, my friend, how are you? It's been a while.
I know it's been so long. I'm missing you. I'm excited to be back, and thanks for making time for this interview.
Oh, it's really great. It warmed my heart when I found out that you are coming back. So I don't want to break the news for you. You break your own news. What's up? When are we going to see you again?
All right, so coming back April 29th this year, only a couple months away. Looking forward to it. It's going to be live on TNT, and I'll be fighting against Shinya Aoki. So I'm super pumped. He's a legend.
An absolute legend, former one champion, former dream champion, former Shudo champion. Now, I do want to correct you with something. April 28th here in America, right? April 29th in Asia.
Yes, I believe that's right. Yes, sir.
Yep. And that is a big stretch for the company. 4 straight shows on Wednesday nights here in America on TNT. And what a fight. When I heard Sage Northcutt versus Shinya Aoki, not a fight, not two fighters that I ever thought would be in the same sentence. When you found out that you were going to be matched up against a legend like Shinya, what was your reaction?
Man, I was super excited. First thing, I went up and told my coaches, called my family. I was so pumped. He's an incredible fighter. Has 55 pro fights, a legend, like you were saying, super skilled at the groundwork, and he's been around forever. So for me, I'm super stoked for it.
And so this fight is taking place in their lightweight division, but the lightweight division is actually 170 pounds, correct?
Right, exactly. Yes, sir. Yeah,
because of their hydration protocols and whatnot. Now, I had seen an interview with you several months ago where you talked about wanting to fight at 155 in the future. Why did you decide to take this fight at 170?
So just talking about it with my coaches and my family, I feel like 170, just being hydrated is going to be the best for me. As you know, my last fight was a weight class even above that. So I think going down to 170 will be great for me, and coming in hydrated, just feeling great. It's gonna be really good.
Okay. By the way, what do you walk around at these days?
Not much. I walk around actually just barely over that, so not much over that weight.
Okay. So that is good.
But I walk around really lean all the time. So
I mean, look at you.
the skin
Unbelievable.
is like super thin.
I mean, you take those pictures, you post them online on your social media, and I don't even know how you fit in the picture. Like, I mean, you're so what is your your body fat percentage at this point? Are we under 1%? What are we at?
No way. Actually, I don't know, but
come on, I bet you do know. I bet you do know.
I mean, I probably walk around all the time, constantly. Definitely under 6 or 7%. I don't really go much above that because I'm always eating super healthy and clean. But right now, I actually couldn't tell you. I don't know. Definitely pretty lean.
I follow The Rock on Instagram. Do you follow The Rock as well?
Oh, I'm always checking on his stuff. I'm sure you see his cheat meals all the time, right?
Well, I was going to bring that up. The cheat meals are the best.
So good.
And I wanted to know, does Sage have a cheat meal or a cheat meal day or an actual meal that you do? Because I feel like everyone in your kind of shape has to have at least one of those.
Oh, yeah, you know it. Oh, so it sounds crazy, but you can ask anyone that knows me. Like, personally, I'll go to like a sushi restaurant, like an all you can eat. I'll eat like 50 plus pieces of sushi, like individual pieces, like kind of, or I'll go like eat like tons of pancakes, like similar stuff to The Rock. I don't know if I can eat as much as him because he's huge, but definitely have a big appetite.
Okay. I'm happy to hear that. So like I said, we have a lot to discuss because we haven't seen you in a while. You alluded to it moments ago. Your last fight was in May of 2019. Unfortunately, your one debut didn't go your way. You lost via knockout to Cosmo Alexandre at 185, and you suffered some pretty serious injuries as a result. I believe 8 facial fractures. For those that may not recall, could you tell us what you went through in the aftermath of that fight? Because the pictures were rather gruesome.
Oh, right. I mean, it's a sport. There's always injuries that happen. So I was just healing up from it, getting better. But I don't even like talking about it because it's old news. But now I'm all healed up and good to go. So I'm looking forward to this fight. Also, I know we haven't mentioned it yet, but something really cool is, I don't know if you've seen my post, but in One Championships post, but Apprentice is coming out. So I actually flew out to Asia. I filmed 2 different episodes. I think it's going to be launching Netflix on, I think it's like April here in the United States, but I know it's launching like later on this month, I believe, or something overseas. So that's going to be super cool if you're familiar with the
Yeah.
show.
Yes, of course. And there's legends like Demetrius Johnson and George St. Pierre,
Right.
Ben Askren, I believe, Angela Lee involved. So that is obviously very exciting. And I appreciate that you don't want to talk about the injuries. Totally understand that. I haven't talked to you since the fight, so could I just ask a few questions about it? Do you regret fighting at 185?
Well, I mean, if I could go back, obviously I would change that. Like anybody would pretty much change a loss or here and there. I mean, obviously it's a learning experience, but yeah, I mean, I'd rather have fought down in a weight class. It's a good weight class for me. Even walking hydrated after drinking all that water, and one gallon of water weighs about 8 pounds. So imagine drinking like a gallon of water, gallon and a half, you're drinking like 8, 10, 12 pounds of water, and then go and pee and you're still underweight. So that's just a little bit too big of a weight class. And if I could do it again, I would go back down a weight class.
Okay. Your departure from the UFC was obviously news, and this was your big debut for one. In hindsight, did you feel maybe a little too much pressure in this fight? Like, were you a little more nervous? Because everyone wants to start on the right foot. You want to make a good first impression. How are you feeling compared to some of your previous fights?
Well, I mean, it was a new environment. You're overseas. It's like a 19-hour flight. You're kind of getting used to the time difference. The warming up in the back's a little bit different when you're walking out there. That fight happened to be in a boxing ring. There were just little things that went into play that I guess you weren't, I guess, too prepared for, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe it, but
yeah, sure.
But yeah, like mentally. But now being through that, having my sister that had a fight, I don't think it was too long ago. I went out there and actually was in her corner coaching her, and I got to be in that environment again. I think that was great for me. So I think it was just, I mean, everyone has an off day or an off night out there. Even the top champions of the world, there's guys that lose in like 5 seconds in a fight. And you're like, what happened? So it's only one fight. I think I'm back really strong.
After that experience, did you ever consider walking away from the sport?
Well, obviously health is the most important, and I'm healed up. So no, I mean, I've always, right afterwards, you can ask the head owner of One Championship, Mr. Chatri, the boss. He came and checked on me and stuff as I was healing up, and like you can ask him right after that, the very very same day. I was like, man, I don't like what happened. I want to get back out there and prove myself and go back out there, because it was an off night for me. So just want to get back out there so bad. So no, not really, not at all was I ever thinking, man, I don't want to get back out there, or am I afraid to get back out there? Like right off the bat, my coaches know. I was like, man, I want to get back out there immediately and fight again.
Well, when you first signed with UFC, obviously you were a really big deal to them, and Dana White was very invested in your story because you came from the Contender Series. When he said after the fight that he thought that you should retire and gave you props and said he really liked you, but just didn't think this sport was for you, how did that make you feel?
Well, I mean, that was only one fight. So, I mean, you got to look at the last fights before that. I was on I think it was a 3-fight win streak, 3 or 4 fight win streak. Not only that, I had gone up a weight class, and I knocked out my very last opponent in the UFC, along with winning the last 2 or 3 fights before that. So I was on a win streak, and it was just one fight. It just happened to be one fight, and I had an injury that I'm just healed up from. Everyone gets injuries sometimes. So for me, I didn't really listen to that, because obviously I'm no longer fighting with the UFC. So the UFC can say whatever they want, or Mr. White can say something like he doesn't think I should fight again, but that's not the case. I mean, it was one fight.
Isn't it crazy? I mean, you're 24 now. Back then,
right.
Were you 22 or 23 at that point in May of 2019?
I might have been 22.
Yeah. Okay. So 22, 23, when you're so young in your career, people are writing you off after one knockout loss. It's a little crazy, right? I mean, the willingness to just jump off of someone's bandwagon. To your point, you were on a winning streak. I don't know. Are you the type that reads a lot of stuff? Like, did you let that get to you, or are you able to block it out?
No. I'm actually really good at blocking that kind of stuff out. But I do. Sometimes I'll read stuff here and there, or hear something. I'm like, okay, yeah. So sometimes people have good advice, or sometimes people say something. You're like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, I've won my last 3 fights, or it was one fight. You could say that about anybody. Like, literally, you go watch Jose Aldo fight Conor McGregor, and he gets knocked out in 5 seconds. Literally, I believe it was like the first 5 seconds of the fight. You could be like, oh, Jose Aldo, one of the best of all time. he should retire. He should never, ever fight again. Or you could say it about T. Dillashaw, or you could say about, I mean, all these different people, like they're the best in the world, have been beat sometime in their life, or even beat super quick. And like, it doesn't matter if they're the best in the world or whatever. Me being younger, I have so much room to even get better. So for me, it didn't make sense, someone saying that.
Had it not been for the pandemic, do you think you would have been back sooner?
Yeah, so the pandemic kind of messed with some things. I don't know how it is in New Jersey, but California was super strict on it. All the gyms were shut down. Also, being able to fly overseas to Singapore and Asia would be kind of tough. I think it was shut down for actually quite a while because of COVID. So yeah, that's definitely plays a big factor, not only in me coming back sooner, but other guys too.
Yeah, like, I think one of the big stories going into this fight will be that it will be almost 2 years since your last fight. If there
Right.
was no pandemic, do you think you would have fought in 2020? Like, it wasn't because of the injuries that you took all this time off, right?
Right. I probably would have fought sooner for sure.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you're in California now. Are you still training with Alpha Male?
Yes. Yes, sir. I am. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm up in Sacramento. I just saw Urijah Faber about like an hour ago.
And how's that going? I mean, clearly you're still there, so you're happy with the team.
Oh yeah, it's going great. Bunch of great room, bunch of new guys that are super talented. Great training partners. Coaches as always, they're really good. So it's going great.
Will Faber be in your corner for this fight?
Yes, that's the plan. And I don't know how the corners work right now going over Asia at the moment. If you only can have one corner, if you can have two. So waiting to figure that out. But absolutely plan on having Mr. Faber in the corner.
And will you be competing in a ring or a cage this time?
I believe it's going to be a cage, which I
Okay.
like. So
Yeah.
that's going to be good.
What's the difference to you?
Well, I mean, you don't really train in a boxing ring that often.
Right.
So like for me, I mean, you're training in like the wrestling room, or you're training in grappling room, or you're on the mats and you have like a cage or a wall. But I don't know. It's just a little bit different how like the corner of the ring is versus the corner of a cage, like how it's
Right.
rounded. Just a little bit different here and there.
Right. And are you the
Mhm.
main event?
You know, I have no idea how the card's gonna play out. Actually, I
Okay.
don't know that yet.
Where is the card happening?
So it's gonna be actually in Singapore.
Okay. So you're gonna
Yep.
have. Did you learn anything about, like maybe you have to go out even earlier because of the time difference, right? I mean, it's a massive time
Right.
difference from. So how early in advance will you go there to be acclimated?
Yeah, it is a pretty big time difference. I was actually just thinking about that. So when my sister fought last, I flew out with her. I actually got acclimated pretty fast last time with my sister when she fought. I was there coaching her, and I think I slept when I got in. I tried to stay awake, like on the airplane, and then instead of sleeping the whole entire airplane ride, I tried to stay awake. And then when I got there, I slept like one full day, and then pretty much after like a day or two, I was almost caught up on the time. So I don't think it's going to take me too long to catch up.
Okay, that is great. Um,
Yep.
and so you have the situation where you're coming back after 2 years. I would imagine. I mean, you're still very young in your life and career. Have you ever gone 2 years in your like into your entire sort of athletic career and life without competing in anything? This is
No,
probably a first for you, right?
right. Definitely a first. Well, you know, even when I was in high school, I was competing, coming out of high school, then going to Texas A&M University to start doing engineering. I was still having fights. So I was having some pro fights even while I was starting to be an engineer. So it's definitely the longest time for me. Obviously, I was healing up part of that time. Then COVID happened and shut things down. So if anything, I could say that COVID happening kind of gave me more time just to heal up and be ready to go back out there. So if anything, it just kind of worked out good.
How much are you jonesing just feeling the adrenaline involved with competing and getting your hand raised, like everything that goes fight week, weight cut, not really a
Right.
factor this time, but just everything that goes into competing. How much do you miss that feeling?
Oh, I miss it so much. Like like not kidding at all. I'll be watching a fight on TV or on my phone, watching like anything like footage or something, or trying to break it down, and I'll be watching it and my heart's racing, like racing as if I'm the one fighting out there. So that's how excited I am. I'm like, wow, I feel my heart racing, my adrenaline, like getting ready. I just want to get back out there so bad.
It's amazing, as I was thinking about speaking to you for the first time in a while, your story was so much fun to cover when you came onto the scene in the UFC. And it's amazing to me that it was 6 years ago, 2015, Sage. I mean, holy smokes.
Wow.
You're still only 24. It's unbelievable
Wow.
how young you were when you came in there. When you think back on that time and when you took everyone by storm and you were such a big draw and they were pushing you so hard, what's the difference in your mind between the Sage that I'm talking to today and the one from 6 years ago?
Well, I mean, the only difference right now is that my last fight didn't go as planned. So that's the only thing. But that's the past. That was my last fight. Now it's on to the next fight. So there's not any difference. If anything, I'm gonna be better and more prepared and gonna go out there better. It's not like I'm going downhill. It was one fight lost, and I'm now gonna go back up. So.
And by the way, I wasn't implying that. I thought maybe
I know that.
I'm a little wiser. I've matured a little bit. I've changed this,
exactly.
I've changed that. I mean, I'm assuming you've changed a little bit in the last 6 years, right?
Right. Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Helwani.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would agree with what you said. Like the amount of knowledge and stuff, getting to go through something like that, like talking about my last fight, getting to go through that and then overcome something like that. That's a big thing that a lot of people would be too afraid to overcome or too afraid to get back out there or worried about something. So, yeah, I feel like I've grown up. Also, I got married. So that kind of is a little different too.
Yeah. And I know you got engaged. When did you actually get married?
Yeah. So I got engaged. We had a wedding set for the end of last year and then like December time, actually, like a few months ago, but then COVID shut down the whole entire event and everything. So we actually just got married at the courthouse.
Wow.
So nothing crazy.
How long ago?
Actually probably just a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, just a couple months ago, a month and a half.
Well, congratulations to you
Thanks.
and your bride. What is married life like?
So awesome. My wife Amanda, she's amazing. She's super talented. I don't know if you're familiar with like some of the stuff she's worked on, but she does voiceovers for like cartoons like Trolls, Powerpuff Girls. She does like different anime voiceovers, and then she's actually plays the younger Flashback on a show called This Is Us. She's like So and
wait a second, This Is Us, like the NBC show?
Yep, exactly.
That's a great show.
So she's super talented. Also, she's got a great sense of humor, and she's beautiful. So
And
really good.
And I don't know if you know this, but like in my household, we watch Trolls on a loop 24/7.
Oh, really?
I've seen like all the different variations. Which character does she play? Please don't. She's Poppy's voice.
Yep, she's Poppy, the main one.
You're kidding me.
No,
she's Poppy's voice. My daughter is right outside. She would freak out if I told her that I was talking to Poppy's husband right now. Poppy is like a legend in this household. Are you kidding me? That's your wife? You know how many times I have to listen to your wife's voice every day? That's incredible.
That's pretty cool.
What is her name?
Amanda.
Amanda what?
Now, it was Amanda Layden, but now it's Amanda Northcutt.
Oh my gosh. So the next Trolls movie, it's gonna say Poppy, voice, Amanda Northcutt. That's incredible.
Yep.
I'm gonna say I know Amanda, even though I've never met Amanda. I feel like I know her now just because I know you.
Awesome.
Are you gonna get into any of those cartoons or anything like that? I mean, I feel like you are a cartoon. You're like a superhero. Look at you. Is she gonna get you into that world?
I think I definitely want to. I think it'd be really cool. Like here several months ago, actually, I had an agent and manager that were going to try to push me for auditions, but it looks like everything in Hollywood pretty much is still shut down. There's not really much, an audition here and there, but I've actually had 0 auditions, not even one. So if I get out for some auditions, I definitely want to because it'd be fun.
I remember when you tried out for Drago's son, right?
Right.
You got in that.
Right.
I can't believe they didn't give it to you. I mean, you I mean, like I felt like you had it in the bag. You look exactly like him.
Oh, man, that's what I thought too. It would have been really cool. For sure.
Did you watch it?
No, actually, I saw part of it. I never actually. Yeah, I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I saw part of it.
Yeah, they don't deserve your time after doing something like that. Well, this is great. And so your sister is still fighting. Is your younger brother going to fight as well?
Actually, I don't know. He trains every single day, pretty much. He trains jiu-jitsu. His jiu-jitsu is super good. He trains at 10th Planet in Austin. You know where there's like a 10th Planet and there's the On It gym where Joe Rogan goes to all the time.
Yeah.
So my family moved from Houston, Texas, and they moved out to Austin. So that's where they live now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so he's there all the time training, but I guess we'll see. I mean, right now he's doing a lot of stuff with real estate. and then with my family. And I guess we'll find out. I think he'd be really good if he did.
I wouldn't doubt that. So April 28th here in America, the return of Super Sage Northcutt against Shinya Aoki. Wow, I still can't believe it. What a fun matchup. And I'm just wondering, before I let you go, Sage, I mean, he's so prolific on the ground. Is there a part of you that just it's like, oh, you get to roll with Shinya Aoki. You're rolling with one of the all-time greats. Is there a part of you that wants to test yourself and take this to the ground to see, how you stack up against him? Or do you want to keep this standing because of your great, striking background and try to expose? What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Well, I need to talk with my coaches about it, what the game plan is exactly. I mean, just got a schedule, but I mean, of course, you're talking about one of the best grapplers around. So be pretty cool, but we'll find out. I can't give away a game plan yet because I actually don't have official game plan, but
okay,
we're gonna find out.
Fair enough. Well, it's really great to talk to you again. I'm very happy to hear that you're back. I'm happy to hear that you're going to continue to fight and that you're getting a massive opportunity like this one. Good luck in training, Sage. My best to your family. Congratulations on marrying Poppy. I mean, that's just incredible.
Thanks so much.
I wish you the best on April 28th, my friend.
Thank you so much, Mr. Helwani. Thanks for the time.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.